Hello, beautiful souls. I am so happy to be here with you today. Yes. You guys always get me with my river hair because this is me living my best life. Going to the river in the morning, taking a nap, having lunch with friends, going live, coaching clients, personal training. This is all what is bringing me so much joy. And that's what we're talking about today. So it's kind of perfect that I have this hair like usual. I usually got my hair cut yesterday and I just always feel so light and new when I chop off those dead ends. So this live today is going to be about your physical illusion, the illusion that we are perceiving here in front of us now, meeting up with your mental reality, and how that is not an instantaneous thing, how that is a commitment to your new mental reality that brings this physical illusion to you, okay? So when I first started this journey, this healing journey, I thought that there was going to be some magic fix. I thought that this fix was going to be, I'm just going to wish into the universe that I want $100,000 tomorrow and I'm going to get it. But I had a lot of built up beliefs that were holding me back from having that, because no matter how many times you want to write down, I'm making $100,000 tomorrow, if you have a belief inside of you that believes that that is not actually the case, even if there's a couple percent that believes, no, that's not true, there's no way, right? If you don't believe in the magic that is available to you, then you're going to block yourself from actually creating that magic, okay? So that's where I was. And I'm sure that's where some of you feel you are. You're trying to manifest something, you're trying to create something in your life, and you constantly feel stuck. You understand what manifestation is, you understand what the positive thinking is, but you still get overwhelmed, you still get stressed, you still get triggered by the same things that you've been working on forever, right? Because you simply want to tell yourself, that's not how I want to feel, and you push it away. But we all know that's not how it works, right? We all know that you can't push anything away. You actually have to look at it. And the repetition of looking at it every single time it comes up and rewording it, redirecting the energy into the direction that you actually want it to go is the work. Until eventually you understand the process and you've discovered it in yourself how to heal quickly and quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker. Then these shifts will be instantaneous. And the shifts are instantaneous. They really are. You can have a belief and work on it. And then all of a sudden, one day it just clicks. That one day is that instantaneous shift that I'm talking about. That one day is when, in that moment, you get it. You understand. And there's deeper and deeper levels of it, but you're unlocking that one piece, and it was instantaneous. That is absolutely instantaneous. But understanding the process and committing to the process of moving through your pain and facing the traumas and releasing them out of your body, that is a practice that you can be guided in, but you have to do the work. You have to want to change your mental reality. You have to be aware of it. You have to gain the awareness, gain the skill of awareness in order to create what you want. And that is the skill that I focus on so much because it is a skill that people are not born with. To recognize the present moment as it is, that is what we are here for, one of the things. Because if we can recognize in this present moment that we can heal as it is right there, we don't store anything unless we want to. And in that one present moment is where we heal. And so if you can continue to stay in the present moment, you can start to download things and speak to them and not even be distracted. And the things that come out of your mouth start to be profound, because we all have profound things to say. Every single one of us. I will listen to you talk for hours if it's from your heart. But if you're trying to think of what is the best thing to say, what is the most interesting thing to say, it's going to be the most dull thing in the entire world. What is in your heart? What does your heart want? That is going to guide you. The embodiment of that is going to guide you to where you want to be. And that is how you continuously change your mental reality, because instead of being up here all the time, you're actually embodying things. And then you're just literally really fucking good at everything you do. Like really, really good at everything you do. Because you're embodying it. You're connected to it. You can feel your toes as you're talking. You can feel your whole body as you're moving. So you know how to place things in a certain way so that you achieve what you want. Right? You know how to tap into your heart and speak what people need to hear, which is what I love to do. I love to speak to the people that I love. It's Cancer season, and I'm a Cancer, so I'm going to cry because I care about this so much. Because this has been the work that I've known my entire life, is to bring awareness to people, to help them be more aware of themselves. And I started wanting to be a physical therapist, but the schooling was just not me. And then I got into yoga, and it was beautiful. One of the greatest experiences of my life has been learning that connection to myself. And getting to teach other people how to build that connection to themselves. Push into the floor, pull your feet together, lift up from the sternum. What does that feel like to you? Does your torso feel lighter on your hips? How can you remind yourself to do that more and more? Because it feels so good to not just stack your body, but hold yourself up. Be the strength that is within you. And how does it feel to assess yourself now moving into the coaching world through your emotions? What happens when you press on a point for a really long time? What happens when you focus on the pain? What comes up? How can we not attach ourselves to it? How can we just get curious and not make it mean anything about us? How can we be compassionate and love ourselves more through this, so that we can heal instead of just continuing to beat ourselves down and beat ourselves down and beat ourselves down? This work that I'm teaching you has been a lifetime, because it's been unconscious for part of it, and then conscious, and then unconscious, and conscious, and unconscious, and conscious, through the divine fluctuations of life. This work that I have been doing for the last year and a half has been epic. And I've learned so much about myself and about the people around me and about the souls that I help discover this for themselves, giving you the answer that I see, the thing that you need that you're not seeing. Because I've spent hours and hours and hours in my room, sitting on the floor, watching videos, watching every video possible, hiring all the coaches, reading, doing the work, going through it, feeling the pain, bawling my eyes out without judgment, canceling things if I needed to, and loving myself anyways, because what was I doing was honoring myself. And I discovered that how I felt on the inside allowed me to shift the beauty that I saw on the outside. So now I ask myself these questions every day. How can I create more beauty in my life today? How can I have more joy today? What can I do to create more joy for myself? Do I need to take some breaths? Do I need to go home and watch TV and not talk to anyone? Do I need to go to the river and just lay in the water? Mostly. Do I need to write? Do I need to journal? Do I need to do something creative? Do I need to be around people? What do I want? What can I bring more joy into my life? And I truly believe that this pandemic, this societal norm got dropped off the face of the earth during this pandemic, that you had to show up anyways. That you had to do the thing anyways because it mattered what people thought of you. It mattered if you didn't show up. And I believe that we found much more compassion for people saying no. We found compassion for people's boundaries. We found respect. Because we all went through the same traumatic experience. Do you see how beautiful this is? We can all relate. Everybody over the entire world can all relate to each other now. This pandemic brought unity in a way. And we can all relate to each other now. And we can all see each other and respect each other's boundaries when somebody says no. And it frees up so much space for you to be yourself. And so continuously through this work that I've done, shifting my mental reality to continuously and repetitively to match my physical illusion. Because what happens, y'all, is this physical illusion that we're seeing right now is an observation of our past mental reality. How were you thinking a week ago? Some manifestations take a tiny bit of energy and they happen right away, instantaneously. Some manifestations are such a huge quantum leap for you, they take tons of energy. So how long can you hold that dream and not give up? How long can you come back to it and continue down that same path? How long are you willing to not give up on yourself? As the universe tests you, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Well, what about this? Are you sure you want that? Yes, I want it. No matter what, I'm doing this because I trust myself and I trust that my desires are valid and I trust that anything I desire, it's available to me. So these affirmations that you can use have to mean something to your soul. And for a while, these meant nothing to me. The things that I'm saying to you right now. I needed something else then. I just needed to love myself. I just needed to experience joy and happiness. I needed to not be anxious anymore. I needed to feel something outside of the stuckness, the overwhelm, the burnout, the unworthiness. And so my affirmations were different then. I had enough money to survive. More than enough money. I wasn't making $100,000 a month, but I had time and I had energy and I had happiness and I had joy and I had connection and support, and I built it all from within me. I built every piece of it from within me. And the minute that I started giving that to myself, little things started popping up, and then more, and then more, and then more, and more, and more, and more, and more, and more. And now things are showing up every day. I told myself, I want to see angel numbers. And I got curious. What do they mean to me? And I started looking them up. They all mean the same thing. If you see repeating numbers, you've got this. The universe is supporting you. But you have to create that connection. And so I told the universe, I want to see repeating numbers, because every single time I see 1111, I know I'm on my path. Every single time I see 8s, I know I'm taken care of. And I've been seeing 4s, 1s, 2s, 3s, 8s. So this connection that you create is from now to the future. Nothing can change about the past. We can let go of what we're holding on in this present moment. And we can shift our mental reality where everything is created into exactly what we want. It feels really fucking hard at first, y'all, because you're literally changing neural pathways that fire automatically. Something happens, you get mad. Something happens, you cry. Something happens, you laugh. Because this is how we are built. We are a computer, and we generalize things to make it easier so we can take in more information without having to remember to tie our shoes every single time we put on a new pair. We understand how to problem solve in this way. And so when we're working through these new beliefs and these new realities, we have to remember to break down the old ones. We have to remember that it feels hard because right now we're in a bubble. We're in a circle. We have a bubble all around us and it's really fucking tight. Everything's right on top of us and we can't breathe. We have no time. All we can focus on is how close this damn bubble is. And so then you change a belief and you're just like, pushing it out. You're expanding it and you're like, right? Into that resistance. And then for a moment, you have more air. For a moment, you have more space around you. And then you can be like, oh, freedom. And then your elbow hits. And you're like, what's that? And then you expand that belief. You're like, no longer will I let that confine me. And then you can start to wave your arms around. You can start to wave them freely. Because you're creating more space for you to be free in. And then eventually you push it even further. And you push it even further. And you continue to break down beliefs. And you continue to shift them. And you get so much energy in your field that you no longer have to push. Because you have so much freedom. Now you just glance in the direction. And you feel it. And with your mind powers, you bust a hole in that bubble. And now you are free to step into a world of endless possibilities. But to go through the resistance to get there, that feels hard. It does. I'm not going to lie to you. Some find it easier than others. Some moments are easier than others. But sometimes we get frustrated. Sometimes we fall into the same spiral for a week straight. And we need something to get us through it. We need something to get us out of that mindset, out of that worry. Sometimes we don't even recognize it's an unconscious belief that we're having that is causing us to act a certain way. And then something happens. You ask the universe, you get curious. Something is confronted. Something confronts you. Something is presented to you for you to learn this lesson. And then you learn it and you expand even more. Because you bring the unconscious into the subconscious into the conscious. And that's by diving deep into it, by asking yourself questions, by journaling, by doing the work. And then it gets easier and easier and easier to hold this amount of joy no matter what is going on in your life. No matter what conversations you're having. No matter what is affecting you in your physical illusion. Because your mental reality, your state of being is centered, worthy, whole, one whole piece, free, totally free. And when you feel the bubble start to close, you look at it. You've done it before, you can do it again. And you look at it and you feel that resistance, you feel the pressure, and you question it and you get curious about it. And you don't attach yourself to it because you know that that bubble isn't you. The space inside of it, the energy inside of it, the center of it, that's you. All around it is you. And when you burst that, you get to be free. You get to be free in your body. You get to be free in your mind, in your emotions. You get to choose when to act, right? It's a response, not a reaction. The response that you want to have is what comes out of your mouth, is what comes into your brain. And when you feel a certain way in your body and you're like, that triggered me. You don't say, I am mad, unless you want to be mad. You say, wow, I'm feeling mad. That's an interesting feeling. What's going on here? Why was I affected by that? Do I want to be mad? Or is this just a reaction? Is this just an old belief that I'm holding on to that is causing me to be angry about something that I really don't even care about? That was me for a long time. And now I laugh. Now I seek out those awkward moments because it allows me to grow. Now I face forward when I'm feeling triggered and I look at it and I look for the lesson in it because I know that I'm going to expand through it as I move through that. As I move through the murky water, I know that eventually it's going to clear up. And I'm going to see right to the bottom. I'm going to be like, oh, there it was all along, the pearl. The beautiful heart-shaped rock. The turtle, whatever. There it was all along. The beauty. And then you can laugh at it, and then you can love yourself for it, and then you can expand through it. Because the minute that you start to see the triggers, you're like, oh my gosh, you're triggered. It's okay. Because it's okay to feel emotion. It's okay to be mad. Because we react does not mean that we are bad people, that we are a horrible person, that just because we've done bad things in our life and we feel guilty for them does not mean that we need to hold on to them. The lesson is there without you feeling guilty. The lesson is there without you holding on to feeling unsafe. Because you create that for yourself. What happens when we create this physical illusion and we depend on it to define ourselves, when we depend on our outside relationships to define us, you lose yourself in that process, your truest self. There's glimpses still there, but the work is to know yourself in a vacuum, to be free inside of a vacuum, to feel that freedom, that safety, to feel it all. Through visualization, through pushing your glass ceiling of joy, through doing this type of work, so that you can expand your capability to go with the flow, to be like water. Not to feel like you have a porcupine shell and you're constantly hitting it on things. To feel like you can move around something, to feel like no matter what you do, you're going to succeed because you have an answer always, and you know that, and you always know what you want. And you can drop everything that makes you feel like you're stuck in a box because you're pushing against that resistance. You're opening yourself up. And then eventually you start seeing signs in your physical illusion popping up, showing you. It can be really exciting and also really scary. Like, oh my God, the universe is answering me. Oh my God, things are happening. Can I handle this? And then we sabotage ourselves back. No, there's more work to do. I'm doing this wrong. I'm not going to be able to hold this energy. I'm not going to be able to do this forever. And it's natural. But it's the universe testing you, right? Energy, thoughts are just energy. At the smallest level of everything is just energy. So these thoughts flying into your head, that neural pathway that's been there a long time, that's doubted yourself for a long time, it's still going to be there, and it's going to test you till you stop using it completely. And it will happen. And when the doubt comes up, you get curious. What do I want to believe? You shift it. And then you continue to tell yourself this other way of being. Continuously, repetitively. And I'm not talking about like writing, I am strong, unless you feel like you want to do that. Unless you feel like that works for you. I'm not telling you that you need to read affirmations like 3, 6, 9 times a day, whatever it is. Like, I don't use those. I think that affirmations are beautiful reminders if they mean something to you, if you make them yourself. Not if you go online and you take someone else's affirmation. They're prayers, y'all. You create your own. You create your own meaning to these prayers. So if you can use somebody else's words and have a meaning behind it that is profound for you, use it. But if not, take it from your own prayers. Take it from your own journaling. What's going on? Ask yourself that every single morning. What's going on? How do I feel? Why do I feel this way? What in my life has caused me to feel this? What in my life is proving this to be true? And how is this affecting me now? Don't want this anymore. Because it's not true. Because I know my truth, and this is my truth. I am affirmation. That is how, like literally step by step, just gave you step by step of how to do shadow work, y'all. Step by step, right there. So you create that affirmation, and then you use it when you need it. When you have that doubt, whew, that's not me. I know who I am. I'm this woman. And I am worthy of blah, blah, blah. Whatever you need to say. Whatever that prayer is. And you use it until you feel it in your body, until you embody the words as a prayer, as an emotion, as a meaning. They're all connected. And when you can do that, you're shifting your energy, you're shifting your frequency, and you're moving into the frequency of the life that you dream of. And the more you do that, the more you focus on that, the more you go into your shit. The easier and easier it's going to get. The quicker your manifestations are going to happen. Because you're going to be building up so much creative energy, and then you're just going to be like, poof, blasting it everywhere. That bubble's going to burst on all ends. I almost said an anime reference. And you're not going to be confined. You're going to be totally free. And you're going to understand that freedom comes from within. And you are going to understand what you need to continue to feel this freedom. And you're going to be okay with changing your mind at the last moment, and canceling plans, creating boundaries, saying yes when you absolutely want to, even when other people are saying you can't do that. Because they can't believe that they can do it, but you believe it. You know you can do it. And so you're going to say yes. That moment changed in my life when I said yes to the things that brought my heart to freaking tears. I've always loved music. I've always loved singing. I've always loved moving my body. Why would I not say yes to that? Because I'm scared of what other people think, because I don't think I'm that good. Who cares? It is not about that. Not everything you do needs to be for money. Not everything you do needs to be a monetized action. How can I bring more joy into my life today? That is the question. And if that's taking photos, go do it. Right? Reading a book, go do it. Because you get to create this reality. We are moving into that golden age. This is coming more and more. We do not live in the land of our forefathers, in the land of our ancestors. We do not live in that time anymore. We are allowed to evolve and shift and change and understand ourselves a little deeper and a little differently, and understand the world a little deeper and a little differently, and to want to wake the people up around us to the power of themselves, which is what I'm here for. To help you bring awareness to yourself so that you can understand that you are the greatest healer that you have. To understand that you don't have to do this alone, ever. Because it can be a lonely ride when you try to do it alone. Because at moments you feel like nobody understands you. At moments you do. Whether you're a CEO or whether you're just starting out. Whether you're a shaman, you still have the imposter syndrome at times, especially in this American society, in this Western society. You still feel doubt, you still feel fear. And we still have things hidden that are blocking us from our fullest potential. And that's why a coach is there for you. That's why somebody is there for you. And so if you're feeling lonely in your journey, that's your cue. Look at that. Why lonely? Ask yourself, get curious, and don't make it mean anything about you. Don't make it mean that nobody loves you, that nobody supports you, that, right? Don't make it mean that drama. Make it mean that maybe you are ready for a next step. Maybe you are ready for someone to hold your hand through this. And maybe if you just ask the universe and got curious, who can be my mentor? They're going to show up for you. On Instagram, on Facebook, in real life, off this little phone. As a mentor somewhere. As a child, maybe. The curiosity and sitting in that discomfort is going to bring that to you. And that is so important, y'all. To sit inside of the discomfort. Too often, we try to get out of it really quickly and we miss the lesson. And so sitting inside the discomfort is so important. And just being curious and letting yourself continue to try to do your best always. Because secret is, you're always doing your best. What if the person you are right now is already the best version, but you're believing something about yourself that's making you believe you're not? I'll leave you there. Thank you so much for being here with me. And I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm going on a 3-week road trip. I'm so excited. We're going to Colorado for 3 weeks. My favorite. I love it so much. I love it so much. We go all the time. But I love my little Texas town too. So I can't leave. 3 weeks to be fully in my joy and work on the road like my dreams. This is what I want. This is what I've created. I'm not taking no for an answer. It's always a yes. And I will do my best to always make it a yes so that I can live my life exactly how I want to, no matter how many roadblocks are coming up. I'll do it anyways. I'll figure it out like water. No stress, no worries, because I know what I want. My desires are coming to me. No stress, no worries. So I have a couple spots left for Thursdays while I'm on my trip. We'll be in Wi-Fi every Thursday and then off-grid for the rest of the week where I will just be journaling and soaking it all in and taking all the photographs. I just got a new camera and a new lens. I'm going to be taking all the photos, literally all of them. And so if you are feeling called at all to work with me, I have 2 more spots left for one-on-ones on Thursdays. Reach out. DM me, message me. And let's see if we are a good fit for each other, if I can help you achieve what you want. If I can support you in the way that you need. And if I am not that person, then I will send you to the person who is. All right, loves. Enjoy your 4th of July weekend. Should be amazing with whatever you do, and find as much joy as you can this weekend. Find that joy. Do what you want, as much of it as you can. My adventurous souls. Have a lovely night or morning wherever you are. Goodbye.